Coney Island. Coney Island. There's like a weird song for Coney Island, but we're here.
We're finding the Kaiser. Or
we
Kaiser.
are. That Sophie has directed me to find.
Or one of his agents.
Yes. It takes me the better part of an hour to reach the lights and sound of the Coney Island amusement park from the city. The drive is almost pleasant this time of night. Thank God for Belt Parkway. There are plenty of people here tonight, but nobody who stands out as a traveling purveyor of secrets. Then again, if they did stand out, it would be kind of pointless, right? Nothing to do but figure out the right approach. You can't just ask for Kaiser. I gotta look for signs. I don't know what those signs would be, but let's do it. There are plenty of nooks and crannies to investigate around here, but if Kaiser frequents this area, there has to be some kind of clue to grab onto, right? I spent a good hour snooping around, eyes peeled for the black limo Sophie mentioned, or any sign that a Nosferatu or any vampire has their haven around these parts. Zilch. Annoyed, I turned back toward the lights of the amusement park, only to find a man standing in my way. Wearing an oversized jacket, he had the air of a junkie or a dealer about him. Who knows what he's got in those pockets?
You lost?
Maybe. What's it to you? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. What's it to you?
What kind of answer is that? You a spook? A fed?
He looks at me intently like he's trying to guess my real purpose here.
Get out of here before I kick your ass.
I'm just looking for a guy. Chill. I'm just looking for a guy. Drives around in a black limo, stops here sometimes. Ring any bells?
No idea what you're yapping about.
He's a terrible liar, clearly full of shit. Dominate. Make him give me his phone. Give me your phone and go for a swim in the bay. Holy shit. It's a hunch. I give the simple order and the man can do little to resist. He produces his phone. It's a fancy model and doesn't look like anything readily available on the market. Hands it to me, turns away and starts walking.
Why I love Ventura.
The phone's locked, but a recent smudge on the screen gives me a rough idea what the combination might be. I get it right on the second try.
Nice.
Yeah. There's just one number in the phone book, unlabeled. I dial it and hear someone pick up. The voice is like a rusty pitchfork scraping against gravel.
All right. Well, if my D'Angelo voice was gruff, here's me going even gruffer.
Oh no. Oh no. Take care of yourself.
Jackie, you're messing up my snufkin session here. It better be something big.
How's that?
Pretty rough, yeah. I have something for you from Sophie. Hi, I have something for you from Sophie Langley. Care to come pick it up? Silence. Not even a sound. The call ends. I try calling again, but the number is blocked. Nothing to do but wait to see if he shows up. I bet he will. Not 15 minutes pass before a black limo stops near where I'm waiting. One door opens, an invitation. The inside of the limo used to be a luxury lounge, the kind with a stripper pole and a bar full of alcohol, but it currently has none of that. Instead, there are monitors and consoles. There are dozens of displays, each one showing something different. Surveillance camera footage, stock market quotes, television news, emails, tweets, silent movies, lo-fi footage of a gory torture session. I wonder if the limo's owner can focus on anything while surrounded by all this visual noise, and then realize there's nobody there. Or is there? A man blinks into existence on a leather-covered couch, attempting to maintain something that approximates a regal presence. I'm 100% sure it's Kaiser. Surrounded by dimly lit computer screens, his features are even more ghastly than I imagined, all sharp angles of twisted bone, mangled flesh, and crooked teeth. He bears them in an awful parody of a smile. Suddenly, somebody grabs me from behind, twists my arm, and pushes my head against the car roof.
I got him, boss. I got him. I have them.
Fuck this guy. Nosferatu chuckles.
Oh, congratulations, dickweed. Could have done that before you gave away the fucking phone. Just let them go already.
but
You gonna make me repeat myself, you thick motherfucker.
He lets go. I take a look at him. The man is confused and soaking wet. He flashes me an angry stare, but obeys his boss's order to the letter.
What are you waiting for? A formal invitation? Get in the car. We have some talking to do.
The doors close behind me. Wow,
look at that.
it's real set up in here, huh?
So, Langley, huh? I'm guessing you've got something for me then.
I reluctantly pull the flash drive from my pocket and slowly pass it to Kaiser. He plugs it into a USB port on the arm of his chair and displays the data on one of the screens that happen to be turned away from me. It takes him about a minute to access the data.
Who do you people think I am? I saw this footage a week ago.
He removes the flash drive and throws it back at me in disgust.
Tell Sophie the deal's off. She wants her address. She can give me something else.
Fuck. Ask how I can make it up to him. What's that? What does
I
it mean
believe that
it's
means
red?
that is you out of blood.
Oh, so I can't do that.
I believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those.
But
are,
I fed.
That's
What
the.
the heck?
Let's just go to the dictionary.
What the heck,
Let's
man?
go to all. Is the instruction-y things here?
I don't
I
think...
think that was right. Right? Bloodline. Powers. Powers. VJ? No, okay. Back. Is it in there? Is that the chat log?
I think that's the chat log, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm fairly certain that that means that it's unavailable to you, but you can try it, because it... I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Try clicking it. Will it let you?
I don't know. No.
No, okay,
there
that's
you
fine.
go. So it's unavailable because you used Dominate earlier. You can try Presence.
Yeah, let's try presents.
Or you can try that.
Give
Up to
me
you.
a break. Ask him to give me a break. I feel like he'll be annoyed by if I try to use presents on him. Because surely he's a lot higher than me. But, I mean... what the fuck else am I gonna do? Ask him to give me a break? Yeah, fine. Let's do that one.
Which one?
Ask him to give me a break. He might... Come on, give me a break. How could we have known that you'd already seen this material? He gives me a patronizing look.
Kid, you're new here, so I'll pretend I didn't hear that. You want your address? You're gonna have to work for it.
So tell me how I can work for it, damn.
I just had the idea. Yeah, something appropriate for an eager fleshling like yourself. More on that soon. Stay tuned.
That's what I was hoping that would
Now,
happen.
get the fuck out.
Whew, I'm so glad that worked the way I thought it would. I'm pretty sure I'm done here. I get out, close the door behind me, and the car immediately starts backing up. The opaque windows slide past me, and soon the limo is on its way. Kaiser's lackey is nowhere to be seen, so I make my way to my car and drive back, wondering what tomorrow brings. Whew. Well,
All right.
that was a time.
Yeah.
Now what?
Who would you like to talk to?
I would like to meet with the Gangrel.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember what her name is.
It's Jezebel's child.
Tamika. Yeah.
Tamika.
Sophie mentioned a Gangrel neonate by the name of Tamika who's made herself a haven in Prospect Park. The Ferals aren't exactly a social bunch, even by kindred standards, but if I can keep her from clawing my eyes out just long enough, she might be persuaded to join me.
You enjoying my Nosferatu voices?
I am! Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. I like it. Ready to go?
Let's do it. I make my way through the Grand Army Plaza, passing the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch. I can't help but feel a tinge of nostalgia as I picture the place as I've seen it countless times, in broad daylight teeming with life. I quickly get over it and pass through the northwest gate into Prospect Park. The park is its usual maze of unkept foliage and dimly lit alleys. Silence hangs in the air, as it would this time of night, and there doesn't appear to be any sign of kindred presence. I start to suspect Langley's sources fed her a bunch of bullshit, but I'm not willing to give up just yet. As I ponder my options, I hear footsteps coming from behind a line of trees, quick but evenly paced, most likely from a late-night jogger. No vampire would take kindly to me feeding in their domain, But then again, perhaps I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I mean, the last feeding opportunity brought the person to me. So let's do it. And surely the jogger will be scared.
The famous Ellen Ventrue strategy of meeting kindred. I violate their domain.
Yeah.
And then they find me. I'm the best detective ever.
They definitely find me, though.
Yeah, feeding opportunity?
Yeah, they'll be scared, right? Plus, I want to have enough blood to be able to do stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, let's take it.
So let's take it. And surely, I lock onto the sound of footsteps. Predicting the runner's path, I move swiftly, but quietly to intercept them. I hide behind a tree and wait for my prey to get closer. Mere seconds later, a young man in an off-brand tracksuit trots into view. I notice the buds in his ears beat heavy music bleeding through. That should make things easier. Just as the man passes by, I emerge behind him and plant my hand firmly on his neck. He struggles at first, desperately trying to break free of my grasp, but as soon as my fangs pierce his skin, panic gives way to peaceful submission. I feel elated as the warm liquid trickles down my throat. The fresh vitae washes over my senses, sending an orgasmic shiver along my spine. Somewhere in the deepest, darkest crevices of my mind, the beast stirs in its slumber. I stop feeding just in time. My hunger satiated, the beast fast asleep. I sit the dazed victim on a nearby bench. As the world comes back into focus, I suddenly realize that something is not right. No! In a split second, the air by the side of my head swirls like a vortex. Driven by sheer instinct, I lean back just as 5 finger-shaped razors cut through the darkness, missing my face by an inch. A clawed shadow jumps back a few paces, preparing to correct its mistake. I catch a glimpse of the assailant. Looks pretty animalistic, all right, but he is not the one I'm looking for. For starters, it's a he. Just as he's about to lunge at me, a snarl resounds from the bushes nearby, stopping my foe in their tracks. Out of the shadows emerges a young woman, baring her teeth ever so slightly. She walks over, calmly, her eyes fixed on my assailant. Her presence is enough to make him reconsider attacking me, but not to withdraw completely. He glances over to her, puffing up his chest.
Stay out of...
I'll try a different voice.
Stay out of it, Tam. I smelled her first.
Tam, how about that? She raises an eyebrow but remains silent. Her compatriot turns back towards you.
You shouldn't have come here, girlie. I'm gonna fuck you up so bad you'll be wearing your tongue as a fucking necktie.
Tamika looks at me expectantly. Easy there. I'm not looking for a fight.
There's the one.
I wonder if she'll respect me if I dominate her clan member. Because, I don't know, maybe it's like alpha thing. Easy there. I'm not looking for a fight. Let's try that. Easy there, big shot. You've made your point, okay? Confirmed badass. I'm not looking for a fight. Tamika tilts her head in a way that's barely noticeable, and yet strangely expressive. She seems disappointed. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! When I'm right, I'm right! Fuck, I should have just listened to myself. Anyway. The man loosens up, his lips twisting into a wry smile. Clearly, I just gave him the confidence boost he needed.
Figures. You know what you look like? A stuck-up bitch. All high and mighty in a boardroom, but out in the wild, you're just a scared little girl.
Now well, guess what? You ain't getting off that easy, chicken shit. A fierce growl echoes across the alley, stopping the savage in his tracks. Tamika walks over to her comrade, her fangs glistening in the dim lamplight. She puts her hand on the side of his head, caressing his hair and tugging at his ear, as if she was scolding a puppy. She leans over and speaks in a voice that's firm yet oddly affectionate. It's okay, Raoul. I'll handle it from here. The male Gangrel looks at her with a mix of timidity and resentment. Then he turns back towards me.
Fine. They're not worth the effort anyway.
Having said his piece, Raoul retreats into the shadows, although if I were to guess, he's likely to stay within earshot. Should have dominated him. Man, I'm so stupid. With her companion gone, Tamika turns to me once more. What do you want? Straight to the point. I like that. Yeah, cool. I don't care what you like. Now quit stalling. You have something to say? Say it. I'm looking for partners. I come with an offer. I'm willing to offer you my services such as they are. All I would hope for in return is a fruitful, long-lasting relationship. That's a lie, Ellen. So, you want to help me with something because you want to be my friend. That about right? Sounds corny, I know. Yeah, when you put it that way, it does sound corny, doesn't it? Uh-huh. She puts on a veneer of skepticism, but I can tell she's intrigued. Corny's not bad. I think I'm okay with corny. What I'm not okay with is putting my ass on the line and getting stabbed in the back for my trouble. So why exactly should I trust anything you say? This isn't like Jezebel. Jezebel was her sire.
Who got fucked over by the Camarilla after they helped in 1999.
Yeah.
I think from memory. Just readjusting my mic position.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, like, I don't want to hit on a sore point, but maybe it's good to remind her of, like, that I know the past situation and why she'd be wary. This isn't like Jezebel. I know how the Camarilla treated your sire. I know you all got burnt, but that's not how I do things, and you're not Jezebel. For a brief moment, she stares off into space. I can tell I've struck a chord. Finally, she snaps back to life and looks at me with a mix of hope and melancholy. I'm not, aren't I? For a brief moment, she stands there, motionless, looking straight into my eyes as if trying to size me up. Finally, she looks away. It looks like she's come to a decision. Just so that we're clear, I don't trust you. I have no reason to. Frankly, you sound more lost than I am. Still, there's something about you. You look like you should reek of bullshit, but somehow you don't. So I'll give you a chance to prove yourself. I have some outstanding business to take care of. I'll let you know once that's done. Meet me here and we'll see what you're really made of. Kind of going like Portuguese with this accent, but I don't know Portuguese accent. So it's like vaguely based off like the one director I know.
The Portuguese director that we know, yeah.
And with that, Tamika disappears into the night. That went pretty well, all things considered. Alright, well, she doesn't hate me yet.
Sleep time.
Bed bye. I'm walking down the street towards my haven. In some other town, the sidewalks would be deserted this time of night. In New York City, there are plenty of passerby going about their business. It's easy to be paranoid when I'm a vampire surrounded by a crowd of humans. The kindred have many enemies, and all those enemies have one trait in common. They're invisible, indistinguishable from normal humanity. Other vampires, hunters, all look like people. Is that old man just a tired restaurant worker or a kindred thrall tailing my movements? Are the officers idly waiting in a patrol car ordinary cops or Second Inquisition specialists looking to end undead threats? This kind of thinking leads to madness, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is watching me. It's not the first time I've felt like this.
This is the feeling of playing vampire.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Whatever this is, it's probably something I have to take care of. Best case, someone is tailing me. Worst case, I'll be attacked and killed. Unfortunately, being undead has its limitations. The sun is coming up soon and I'll burn to a crisp if I stay on the streets. I reach my haven and settle in for the day, disconcerted by the idea that someone might know where I sleep. Ooh. Yikes. As I wake from my slumber and emerge from my haven for the night, I notice a familiar face on the other side of the street, standing on the corner and looking straight at me. It's Kaiser's lackey, whom I met recently, Jackie. He nods to me, encouraging me to approach. I can tell he's guarded and suspicious after what I made him do the last time we met. His hands are outside of his pockets, though. A sign of goodwill?
That's close enough.
Let me guess, Kaiser sent you? Let me guess, this is not a social visit. Kaiser sent you?
Don't say his name out loud, idiot. He takes a look around. Just to make sure nobody's listening in on your conversation. Oh, that's supposed to be italicized.
Oh, he takes a look around just to make sure nobody's listening in on our conversation.
Yeah, he sent me. I'm supposed to give you this.
He produces a crumpled piece of paper from his jacket pocket and hands it to me.
Read it, memorize it, then give it back here.
It's a letter. The paper might just be a page ripped out of a spiral notebook, but the writing on it is exquisitely detailed and deliberate. It reads... is that you?
Okay, I can read it as...
Yeah.
Time to square your debt with me. Go to the wine shop at 232 Mulberry Street and ask for the 1821 Special Reserve Dontello
Negro Amaro.
Amaro.
I presume that's wine.
Yeah.
When they tell you they don't have it, say you are a
Fedele Servitore della Famiglia.
Those exact fucking words, and make sure you get the G right.
Wait, hang on, what the heck? So...
You aren't memorizing this, Ellen?
A Fedele Servitore della Famiglia. A federal servant of the family?
Of the family G.
Of the family G. Okay.
You'll get a bottle. Just take it and leave it saying grazie. Don't ask how much it is or anything like that. Just walk out. When you have it, come back to Jackie boy here, and let him know.
You done? Memorize that shit and hand it over.
What's with all this cloak and dagger nonsense? Letters, passwords? What's with all this little cloak and dagger nonsense?
That's how the boss likes it. And who am I to argue? I just do what he says. You done with that letter?
I know the phrases and address mentioned in the letter, then hand it back to Jackie. He immediately reaches for a lighter and burns the letter, putting out the ashes with his boot.
So yeah, when you do what the boss asks, come back here so I can tell you where to go next. I'll be in that alley over there, so find me when you have the item, whatever it is. I don't know. And the boss made it extra clear that I shouldn't care, so I don't. See ya.
He shuffles away and leaves me to pursue the lead from the letter. Time to pay a visit to Nolita. I arrive at the address mentioned in the note. Not counting local restaurant patrons, the street is mostly empty at this time of night, but curiously, the wine shop is still open. Inside, a small middle-aged woman with curly hair stands behind the counter in front of a wall filled with wine bottles. It's my mum. There's a door at the back of the room with a small table and chair occupied by a man in a black faux leather jacket with slick, combed-back hair. I think I can very easily guess what kind of vampires we might be dealing with here. He's reading a newspaper but pauses as a little bell rings when you open the door. He takes a sip from a small steaming cup, then gets back to his broadsheet. Good evening. How can I help you? Tell her a friend sent me. A friend told me that this is the place to get a bottle of the 1821 Special Reserve Donatello Negro Amaro. Is that right? She gives me a curious look. No, I'm sorry. I don't think we have that one. Your friend must have been thinking about our 1920 Special Reserve Negro Amaro. She turns to take a weathered bottle off the shelf behind her. Recite the phrase, straight and simple. I am a fedele servitore della famiglia G. Ah, in that case, let me see if we have any in the back. Wait here, please. The woman leaves the counter and goes through the doors in the back. The man by the table puts down his newspaper and takes another sip from the cup, washing it down with a gulp of water from the nearby glass. He's having an espresso. He tries to hide it, but there's no doubt he's watching me. About a minute passes. I'm just going to remain silent and wait. I remind myself of what Kaiser wrote in the letter and keep quiet, patiently waiting for the woman to return from the back of the store. The man finishes his drink and starts doodling on the newspaper, his eyes darting to me every so often. The doors to the back of the store open and the proprietor emerges with a small, unlabeled, squat bottle of crimson liquid. She gives me an apologetic smile. "Scusi, sorry for taking so long. Turns out we did have it." She offers me the bottle and I reach out to grab it, but she retracts. "You do know what this is, don't you?" "I'll be taking this, thank you." I focus my blood and immediately see both of the people in the shop focus intently in on me and what I'm about to say. I know exactly what this is, and I'm the right person to give it to. The woman gives me the bottle without hesitation. "Grazie." Deciding I've pushed my luck far enough, I nod and exit the store, then take a brisk walk to my car. Nobody follows me as I leave Nolita and drive back to my apartment. It takes me some time to find a parking spot, but finally I get out of the car and start looking for Jackie. He's not far from when I parted ways just under 2 hours ago.
Got the goods?
Sure do.
Cool. Stand by. Gotta make the call.
He takes a few more steps into a narrow space between two buildings and takes out the same high-tech phone you saw him carrying last time.
Hey, boss. Yeah, they have it. Where do I point them to? Okay. Yeah, I'll tell them to go straight away.
He puts the phone back in his pocket and turns back to me.
Willets Point. Half an hour. So you better step on it. See you around.
Oh my god. With only a flippant salute, Jackie starts walking down the street. I make my way back to the car and drive.
I like Jackie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't. But I like him as a character.
Right. I had to push the speed limit to make it on time, but I'm here. Willets Point is quite a change of scenery. The place is a post-industrial dump, the nearby stadium notwithstanding. I stop my car once I realize that if I go any further down, the potholes will kill my chassis. I step out into one of those gashes in the asphalt, splashing in the ankle-deep water. Ugh, gross. Kaiser's limo is nowhere to be seen. In fact, the whole place is pretty much deserted, other than the apparent proprietor of a lonely bar, a middle-aged woman who's just locking the place up. I've fed, so I'm pretty good. Look around for Kaiser? Yeah. I take a walk around the neighborhood. It mostly consists of rundown shops and garages with more than a few derelict cars left here over the years to rust. I imagine it must be a great place for one of the sewer rats to hide out in, so I'm on my guard the whole time. But as far as I can tell, I'm the only kid here. It's only when I hear a car stopping nearby and see that it's apparently Kaiser's black limo that I relax a bit and approach it. Same as last time, the car doors open, but nobody comes out. I know the drill. This time, Kaiser is visible when I look inside. I sit down and close the door behind me. You're gonna do a little bit of a throat clearing?
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure it's distinct from D'Angelo.
Yeah.
So, you pulled it off without a hitch then? Give it here.
I hand the bottle over to the Nosferatu. He uncorks it gently, takes a whiff, and puts the cork back in.
Yeah, that's the stuff. See, that wasn't so hard. Consider your debt paid. Oh yeah, and also, take this. It's what Langley wanted.
He passes me an envelope with what feels like a thick card inside. Thank you, Mr. Kaiser.
Yeah. I'll send Jackie over if I ever need anything else from you. How about that?
No, I was getting something from you, dude.
Time for you to get out. Now.
Ugh, whatever. He waves me out of the car. With the envelope in hand, I get out back into the torn asphalt and decrepit surroundings. The limo slowly drives away. Finally, I can return to Sophie and bring her what she wanted. Gregory lets me in. I hear a shrill, unpleasant laugh and I realize Sophie's having a guest over. Thomas Arturo. We met in Elysium a few nights back. That shriek is unmistakable. Ah, Ellen, so glad to see you. Tell me, did you two have a chance to talk previously? Thomas speaks up before I can.
Okay, I will try and do this guy a little bit more wanky and unbearably smug, yeah?
Yeah.
Why, of course. Yes, of course. And such a good first impression you made, too. Miss Langley's clearly been the... Miss Langley clearly did the right thing by taking you under her wing. I'm sure she thinks so, too. Don't you, Sophie?
Why, of course,
Of course you do, of course. Well, I believe I must be going. I'm sure to let Prince Bernhard know your thoughts, Miss Langley, word for word. Or as close as I can remember them.
I appreciate it, Thomas.
You two enjoy your night tonight. Good night, Sophie, Ellen, Greggy boy.
Greggy boy. He gives me a sly smile. Sophie's driver opens the door for Arturo, and the guest steps out with a single wave of the hand towards his host and me. The doors close.
I get a very 1960s, what do you call it? Andy Warhol kind of vibe.
Yeah. No, totally.
Mm.
All about the hoi polloi. He's quite the character, isn't he? Hey!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press that. I didn't mean to press that at all. I am kind of reaching for this mouse. I'm sorry, Ellen.
That's alright. That guy's a creep. I wouldn't be so harsh, fledgling, but it does take some getting used to, certainly.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. Thomas has his clout in court and access to many juicy details on everyone from the prince to the lowliest primogen. It's useful having him on your side, even if his eccentricity requires some patience.
What is he, harpy?
A what?
A harpy. That's what a harpy would do.
Oh, right. Yeah, shrieking. Speaking of patience, you've been putting mine to the test lately. Did you manage to contact Kaiser and acquire what I asked for?
Harpy is a court position.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant someone who shrieks a
No,
lot.
no, it's
As in like
a gossiper and the prince's kind of voice / arbiter of... Anyway, never mind.
Right, okay, cool. Yes, but I had to do another job for him first.
Whoops, I slipped. No, I'm joking.
Fuck off.
This one?
Yes. Yes, I have it, but the data you offered was old news to him. I had to do another job for him before he would give me this card. She retrieves the envelope from me. I'm sure he did. I do hope it wasn't too much of an inconvenience. I had to retrieve a bottle for him. He made me go on an entirely separate escapade to retrieve a bottle of wine from a store in Nolita. I had to use code phrases and whatnot. Wine shop? Code phrases? That degenerate pest. She's visibly agitated but calms down and smiles at me. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure that whatever Kaiser had you do, it'll blow over. She opens the envelope and looks at the card. I notice the same lettering I saw in Kaiser's note from before, but can't see the details. Her eyes widen. Yes. Excellent. I need to call in for some favors. I will likely be busy for the next few nights. You have my permission to show some initiative, my dear charge. I will contact you soon. With that, Sophie ushers me outside, and I am left to do with the rest of this night's hours as I like. Interesting.
And we'll continue doing more things in the evening in the next episode.
All right. Well, hopefully it'll all blow over, whatever the frack I did wrong. Well, we'll see on the next episode.
Good night.
Bye.